Really, Orchestral is about addressing the complexity that inhibits the ability of very large organizations to innovate at the speed of business, to address their ambitions around digital transformation.
The platform that Orchestral.ai is bringing out for orchestrating the infrastructure in an enterprise is the intent-based intelligent infrastructure orchestration. I know it's a mouthful, hence we have an acronym iBiio. iBiio consists of two products. iBiio AI, which, as the name suggests, it is an AI-based application to bring in intelligence into your infrastructure operations. And iBiio ST2, based on the open source StackStorm project.
I'm here today actually as a founder of StackStorm. When Ravi and Marshall reached out to me and say, well, we are starting the company and this is what we're gonna do, I was really excited because in a way that is the continuation of the vision that Evan and I had in the very beginning. To take the muscles that StackStorm represent and add the brain to that and run the automation to the full extension, to the vision of eventually an autonomous infrastructure.
There are a number of industries. There's no barrier to automation within any particular industry, but the pain is greatest, as we've seen so far, in certainly the financial services industry, insurance, healthcare. We have a customer in both the defense industry, the public utility, energy supply industry. The way our platform has been architected, it doesn't require removing any of the tools that are in place and that support the organization's mission currently. But what we provide is really a layer of orchestration and automation that sits on top of that existing infrastructure. So just the fact of bringing on a new application, you'd be surprised how many technology domains, platforms, systems, and groups are involved in that deployment. Typically, that could take months to complete. What Orchestral does is make it push button simple to deploy an application. And we do that by simply laying out in a graphical design canvas the individual steps that are required, the systems that need to be interfaced with, and the actions that need to be taken in each of those systems, so that it becomes push button simple to deploy what is in fact a very, very complex application that touches many different systems.
The product itself, when you log in, you'll get a view like this, where you have tabs on the top with different tabs. I'll walk you through each one of these tabs to say what it is and what the tab means. Starting with actions. Remember I told you that the automation packs are installed for the integration points of your infrastructure. And within the automation pack, we have what is called as the atomic actions. For example, if I expand the accordion button of Azure, you will see that there are various different actions here, like create a container or create a VM and things like that. This is the atomic actions that you can perform on an Azure cloud when you want to perform some action or operation within that cloud. Similarly, as you see, there are quite a few vendors icons that are here. We have Active Directory, we have Azure, Cisco, we have Netbox, ServiceNow, Palo Alto. All of these are different packs that are installed to perform automation action on those particular vendor products. you may ask me, hey, what's the use? If I have to still come here and do individual actions, what's the big deal? I don't care. I can do it from the console of Palo Alto, for example. I can do it from the console of a DNA in Cisco. That is not what this tool is meant to be. The tool is meant to be to tie it together. So the question is it difficult? Is it easy? Let's walk through a scenario where you have a data center where you're running some applications. You want to get the data center cloud ready. That is, your plan is to migrate some of your load into a public cloud like Azure. You want to make sure that you just don't take it one day and lift and shift everything into the cloud. It's going to be a migration, it's going to be a journey. The easiest way to do it is, as you'll see in our product, that it is a visually directive product where you can drag and drop and visually create it. So the way you start it off is by hitting the plus button. It opens a blank canvas. Effectively, it's like a painter now, given a blank canvas, you can paint whatever workflow you want on it. The way, as I described the workflow, you want to create a VM or a container or whatever that is in Azure, literally drag and drop it here, right? Go back to your Cisco pack and then say, I want to configure my edge router after that. And then go back to your Palo Alto pack and go back to Palo Alto, pick the update security operation. And once you're done, all you've got to do is drag and drop this, drag and drop this, your workflow is ready. And then you can come back here and call it Dale's workflow. Save this. It's available for you, for anybody in your group to use whenever they want to use this under the default pack. So this is the ease at which you can create the workflows. And remember, we were talking about, here you go, you have Dale's workflow that is there ready to go. So we were talking about taking a tool like this, providing this to your operations people so that on one hand you can limit the use of external consultants to come and build custom workflows, to come and build custom connectors and stuff like that, so that you're not what I call as married to a consulting organization. What I'll do is, to simulate a failure, I'll just go and shut that interface down. So if I do that, you'll see within 15 seconds, the system will pick it up and start running a workflow to remediate. Already you see it started. It not only started here to start the job, but it also started sending out messages here in my Slack channel to say, hey, so-and-so interface went down. I'm starting the remediation workflow, and you see that it's already brought it up. But it not only brings it up, but it also creates a ServiceNow incident so that somebody, say this happens at 2 in the morning, a network admin can come at 10 in the morning and look at what happened. So this is the power of what this system can do.
So one of our advisors, Paul Chapman, when I first brought the idea of what we're doing to market to Paul, one of the things he talked about was, let me make sure I get this straight. So what you're telling me is you can come into an IT organization, you don't have to talk to anybody within that organization, that whatever tool that they've been using, they have to rip and replace it with something new. And you can come in and you can connect to anything, and then you can orchestrate all of the existing tools that are in the different domains within that IT organization. Did I get that straight? I said, yeah, Paul, that's correct. He goes, I want to know about that. And what's going to propel the company forward? How can that organization be more competitive in a dog-eat-dog world we live in today. So the process that we go through when we talk to our clients is really focusing on the end goal, what would be the perfect outcome, and then work our way through that process so that we can align ourselves. And I always like to say we can run, or we can walk, or we can crawl together. So depending on where you are in the stage you're at, we can adapt our speed to whatever is most important to you. If you need to sprint, no problem, we'll get our track shoes on, we're sprinting with you. So we're on an exciting journey right now, helping our customers automate and orchestrate their current applications. And the journey that we're embarking on with our artificial intelligence capability is super exciting for the future. And in conversations with our customers, when they describe the perfect world, their perfect vision of where they would like to see their IT infrastructure in the next 2 to 3 years, it maps perfectly to our vision at Orchestral.
Like we are running autonomous cars. How hard it should be to run the data center autonomous. It seems to be much more predictable than the car on the road, with pedestrians and other drivers and everything around that. I think that by now we have all the components to make that possible. We are at the point where the natural progression will get us to the kind of all these things working together, and I think that Orchestral is very well positioned to be a leader on that.
The iBiio ST2 product is available today and has been used or is being used by multiple customers to build business process workflows to make their digital infrastructure efficient. The iBiio ST2 comes with hundreds of infrastructure integrations, or as it is called as automation packs, and a visually directive drag and drop workflow creation tool, and hundreds of workflows and actions readily available for customers to tie their business process workflows together. iBiio.ai will leverage these salient features of workflow creation, hundreds of integrations, to deliver an intelligent, autonomous infrastructure for a customer.
By automating the mundane tasks that take up 80% of the time of a person in IT, we can automate those tasks, we can orchestrate those tasks so people have time for more important tasks that requires thought, requires thinking, requires some mental agility, because this is what's going to change IT in the future. So by freeing up the IT staff from the mundane by automating it, we can give them the ability to have more thought time and allow them to help the company change and adapt and become more competitive in the future.
Where's this all leading? In the end, our message to our customers is that there's a bright light at the end of the tunnel. Orchestral is committed to the concept of the autonomous enterprise. That light at the end of the tunnel is the application of automation, orchestration, and AI technologies to give IT infrastructure and operations teams full control of their destiny. Orchestral is central to their ability to do that, and we're committed to helping them achieve the outcomes of innovating at the speed of business and achieving their aspirations for digital transformation in ways that perhaps they never before thought was within grasp. That is what Orchestral is really all about. And we're very happy when we see the impact that we're able to have in a fairly short amount of time with the customers that we're engaging with.
We're excited to bring autonomous infrastructure, which means that, Mr. Customers, you can sleep well saying your infrastructure is secure, efficient, and cost-effective.